Hello, everyone, and welcome back. How are you all today? This is Valthier Soul Reaver, and we are back in Tainted Grail. We're going to be trying to push the main storyline, as I said in the description. We absolutely need to start unraveling what's going on in this wonderfully dark setting. So, as you can see, we're actually right here where we need to turn in the next part of the main quest chain. Just as a quick recap from last episode, we went ahead to look at, trying to find Excalibur. We had to go and find our captain, who was no longer at the castle in the Southern Horns. And when we did find him over here after gaining access to the camp, he asked us to kill Sir Galahad, which we did. He seemed a bit of an extreme man, burning some people alive for disrespect and thievery. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a way to discipline those who are not, working with the group. That's not the best way. So we're basically going to have to report to the captain that we have accomplished his request of us. And that is essentially where we're at, chat. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. I love those little, loading art pages. They're very dark and spooky. Very... Ooh, cutscene.
Oh, look who's here. How's the destiny of the South graced my humble abode?
Hello, friends. I bring news. Galahad is dead.
That's wonderful news. You have no idea what a favor you've done for the South. Now we'll finally be independent and safe.
I like the sound of that. Just out of curiosity, though, it may be obvious, but let's just go ahead and rehash. Why did he have to die?
Because sometimes the best defense is a good offense. We were backed into a corner. It was us or him.
I see.
First off, he represented Camelot, and we're done with their influence. No more of their wars.
I see.
Second, after the massacre of One Eye's tribe, his death was convenient for both of us. And when the tribes finally unite and come down from the mountains, there's a good chance he might leave us alone. He figured me out. He knew what I'd discovered, and he wanted to stop me. And trust me, what I found is going to change the South's history.
I'm intrigued. In fact, let's get started with that. The first two reasons make entire sense. What is it that you discovered, though, my good captain?
Proof that Camelot is rotten to the core, and that allying with the tribes is the right choice. I didn't plan to tell you, but my one-eyed friend convinced me. Since you took down Galahad, you deserve to know.
All
As a
right.
reward for your help, I'll share this secret with you.
Okay. Well, if it is a secret that is going to be my reward, then consider me to be listening.
Here, take this seal. In the sunken village, you'll find the entrance to Seawall's crypt.
I see.
Everyone knows the story of how the evil druid sealed and flooded the place. It's true. Well, at least part of it. But the real story is why they sealed and flooded it. One Eye broke the old seals and replaced them with his own.
I
If you want
see.
to see what Camelot was so desperate to hide, you'll find your answers there. They thought drowning a village would keep it secret.
Interesting. Is there anything else that I need to know before I go on this little quest?
Behind the statue, you'll find where to use the seal. Once you do, you'll see that history is very different from what we've been telling ourselves. If that doesn't convince you that Camelot's foundations are more crap-coloured than tinged with ivory, then nothing will. I
That
won't
is-
tell you anything more. I'd hate to spoil the surprise.
All right. Well, then I believe we do have a need to go and check Seawall's tomb.
I'll catch up with you later, and we'll talk.
Sounds good.
I'm sure you'll understand exactly what I mean.
Oops. I see. Well, it does seem as if we are about to learn some ugly truths, friends. We are on the cusp of having some of this mist revealed. And let's see. Now, I went exploring, just bouncing around one day, and I happened to find over here a fun little item that I'm hoping will no longer be a stolen item if I come over here now. It's disappointing. I was genuinely hopeful that this would not... I'm gonna hold off on that. I would prefer it just out of my own personal preference. It wouldn't affect gameplay at all, from what I understand. Ooh, I don't want to steal. I would prefer it not to be stolen. It will retain the stolen tag forever. If I take it now. And I would prefer it not to just constantly say that it's stolen. However, after we've gone to Seawall's tomb and we come back and we haven't, somehow been more inducted into the trust of these people, and therefore, if that is still an item that needs to be stolen, then that's what we're just going to have to do. Because I saw it, and it's basically a wand chat that increases my poison application, which would be great for that poison spell that I have. In addition, hitting people with it also applies large amounts of poison, which is really good for, well, giving someone a nice proper bunk and then running away while they drown in their own HP being rinsed. So let's just go ahead and fast travel. Nothing else for it. Oh, this place is still cleared out from the last time I went through here. Because, spoiler alert, chat, I did actually go through Seawall's tomb a little early. I should not have gone through there just yet. And I had a sneaking suspicion because there was something I was not able to interact with. Which, it's because I didn't have this seal. Thankfully, we're going to get to interact with it right now. Whoa! Oh, there we go. Okay, I almost forgot how to dodge. Dang, I forgot how, chunky the two-handers feel in this game. I wanted to give a two-hander a little bit of a go just to mix things up a bit. But there's a very good chance that I'm probably going to, in addition to having, a wand and then spells, I'm probably going to replace this with maybe, a dagger for when I need to backstab somebody real good. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. So, chat, not that I actually need to be quiet, but as you can see, I went through here and killed some bad guys. Just some standard corpse eaters, nothing too crazy. Came through here. The corpse is already here. Just some normal stuff. Looted the crates of, things that were actually useful. Came back here. In this chest, there were some spells, some fun little spells. Nothing that I'm able to use at the moment, though. They're a little bit higher level. And then, you know, like I said, just this is me kind of just making sure I triple check, got all the stuff. Yeah. So all the little food items and little random like bits of coin and such. But yeah, the tomb is literally just this foyer, which had those two corpse eaters, and then whatever's back here. Now, I did jump down from one of these balconies up here and open the door, but I was not able to interact with with these praying guys here. Something tells me that is going to change this time around. So I need to be on my guard. So in fact, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to save right now. Just in case I get myself jumped and I wasn't ready for it. Alright, I'm still not able to interact with these guys. Alright. They do not acknowledge my presence. Seawall, probably, I would assume. And here we go. Here's the pedestal. So let's interact with this and start the revelation. Oh.
I know this place. I remember it. Although my memory is still clouded.
Tell me what you remember, Arthur.
I was here with Merlin. We had a disagreement about something important. It was here that the idea of how to end the war with the Four Dwellers first took shape. But what happened next is still unclear. I don't remember. And yet, I know it had something to do with Seawall, a place of his eternal rest. But something is wrong. It doesn't feel like a tomb. Be cautious.
Understandable. Door is open. Okay. Well, chat. Here we go. And we're going to save one last time just so we don't have to go through the cutscene again. It doesn't feel like a tomb, he says. That doesn't encourage a whole lot of... Oh. I'm not very confident about what we're going to find down here. Other than it's probably going to be distasteful. A disagreement with Merlin. A powerful wizard. Question mark? Oh. What is that? Looks like some sort of egg. Uh-oh. Oh, there's people inside. Oh, no. What? Oh. Chat. I think we're no longer... Whoa. Dude, that's some crazy pose you got going on there. Oh, we got writings here. Barely legible ancient scroll. Take. And thus spake Arthur, Seawall, this land I give unto thee to govern and protect, for thy courage and wisdom shall be the foundation of the south. A mighty fortress shalt thou raise, and defend the south with all thy strength, that thy stronghold may be equal in greatness to Camelot. Guard the south with thy valiant breast, as thou hast guarded me. I now journey north, for those lands do call for my aid. Let my faithful Merlin aid thee with counsel in these darkest of hours. And Seawall didst reply, This Merlin is thy right hand, my lord, and his will I shall take as thine own. Doubt not my loyalty, O king. I shall do as thou hast asked. And Arthur did depart for the north, leaving his servant Merlin by Sewall's side, and the sorcerer, illegible. Then Merlin took a great cauldron, black as the night, and Sewall once more took the first step, as he did in days of yore, when first he set foot upon the shores of Avalon, and thus was the will of destiny fulfilled. Okay. Arthur's Testament, signed copy. As Sewall proved himself to be of the highest loyalty, and the horns of the South are equal to Camelot, it is my will that Excalibur be guarded by the keepers of the South after my death. Let my sword rest in the courtyard of the horns as a testament to the eternal friendship between our houses. In times of distress, my sword shall be drawn, but only by the one who proves themselves worthy. I entrust the secret of how to prove one's worth to the captain, and urge all captains that come after to pass on this knowledge to their successors, until comes the day when the worthy one appears and the secret is revealed to them. So help me, All Mother, and all the gods of the homelands. I think we're going to take both of these pages. Arthur's right. Something's very wrong here. I think I hear something. What? Wait, can I talk to the others? Hold up. I was afraid to approach them. No. Okay. Before we talk, we explore. Because if we talk, chances are we set things in motion that will unravel quickly. Okay. All right. Okay.
You are not him. You are different.
Oh boy. Who are you?
I am Sewall Firstfoot, the one who scouted the land before the traitor Arthur set foot on it.
Oh, excuse me? Traitor?
I was loyal. I was devoted. Arthur wanted more. Arthur betrayed me.
You're the founder of the Horns of the South?
Yes, it is my legacy. The jewel of the South, the safe haven of honorable men.
Uh-huh. A lot has changed.
I've been here for so long. It doesn't matter anymore.
Why did One Eye reseal your tomb, sir?
The Dalriata promised me revenge. They understand what happened here. Everyone who comes here has the right to ask.
All right. Well, in that case, please tell me what happened here.
I was the most loyal of Arthur's men. I was the first to go ashore and take on any danger that might arise in this new and unfamiliar land.
Courageous.
Then came the war. I fought by his side, shielded him with my own body. I trusted him. But Arthur wanted more. Arthur longed to possess a power equal to that of our enemies. So Merlin decided our king must first become immortal. Only then could he achieve greatness.
Okay.
But Merlin needed volunteers. trusted people to go first to make sure that his methods were effective.
Uh-oh.
So we wouldn't risk Arthur's life in trying to grant him immortality. They thought I had died, so they buried me.
The experiment was a success and they didn't notice?
Arthur's greed and Merlin's obsession made me what I am now. Arthur should have made sure. They thought I was dead, but I heard everything. I know there were others after me. I know that the king didn't hesitate to do anything to achieve his goal. He experimented on all the knights, abusing their oath. He told them it was for the greater good. Their lives, our lives, meant nothing to him.
This is strange. This does not make sense, but... Okay. I don't know how it's supposed to prove Camelot's treachery.
Arthur doomed his people to eternal suffering.
Okay.
Their names forgotten. Their loyalty abused. He sacrificed the lives of the noblest of men. And this is the greatest possible betrayal.
How does One Eye want to help you?
We cannot be helped. We cannot be killed. But Ariata promised to burn down Camelot. Avenge the memory of all my brothers.
I see.
Camelot was built on betrayal. People have the right to live in truth. But when Camelot falls, we will finally be free. Build a new world. Let the dead leave this one.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Arthur, it would seem that you have a lot to answer for if this is true. But I confess, I'm not sure I fully understand. I'm guessing that this was to test for the ability to keep a body in some form of stasis. Maybe that's what... This is the first experiments of what ultimately turned into that Tainted Grail room with the giant sarcophagus. I don't like this chat. Okay. Those praying knights at the top. We must be prepared for the potentiality that they're going to go hostile. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoops, that is the wrong button. What is my sheath button? Oh, it's R for this game. Okay. All right. We're going to get into another conversation, and we don't know what's going to happen afterwards, so... He has closed the door. Hello, Captain.
And? What do you think?
Really seems that Camelot isn't what it claims to be, and it never was.
Oh, they're just fools. Somebody made a stupid mistake in the past. Somebody else decided to cover it up. Somebody came up with traditions and stories to mask what was done. And for hundreds of years, fools were eating it up because the lies were easier to believe. Really, there's no point in invoking tradition any longer. because it's worth shit. The only thing that matters is safety and loyalty towards the one who can provide it. And honestly, I don't believe the ones running this entire circus will protect anyone but themselves.
That does seem to be what the case is. Well, what now? Why did you want me to see this?
Well, now we found ourselves in what I'd probably call a clusterfuck.
Understood.
And
Okay.
somehow you unwittingly became the most important person in the region, because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds.
I see.
You see, the boys from the Horns of the South are split down the middle. Some will back me, but others won't, understand what I'm trying to do.
Oh,
The
no.
latter, like Feargas, are the traditionalists, and they know me a little bit too well. If I came to them with this revelation, they'd think it was a conspiracy. But if someone from the outside, someone Feargas trusts, steps in and convinces him, you see where I'm going with this?
Right. To avoid bloodshed, you want me to bring those who are less likely to believe you under the whole story that basically we need to revolt against Camelot. Okay. The problem is, Arthur has been, Chad, this is kind of directed at you. Arthur has been very kind, and everything that he said speaks towards a noble soul. What we're hearing of Merlin is certainly a little darker than what I remember Merlin being, but at the same time, we also had Galahad burning people alive in the basement of a castle for some fairly meager crimes, for the punishment of being burned alive. I mean, sure, maybe at least one of them should have, seen some prison time. Theft is not exactly a, that's something that needs to be taken seriously. But there's definitely other ways to deal with things than just simply setting everyone on fire. And so there definitely is something wrong here. There's a lot that speaks to something being wrong here. They keep talking about how Arthur keeps coming back when they need him. He's supposedly immortal. And yet his soul is fractured. It's almost like maybe they keep bringing the body of Arthur back. And maybe Merlin is puppeteering it, or they fill it with something else's soul to puppeteer it around. Or it could be that Arthur has lost so many of his memories. What we're hearing is what started as the noble man, and what we'll gain later is what we're going to see as his corrupting influences recombine with his spirit, and we'll see the truth of the end of his journey as we put his soul back together. One way or the other, something is wrong, and not convincing half the garrison of the Horns of the South when it's already so weak means that there's almost certainly going to be some sort of slaughter of one side or the other, and there'll still be casualties on whichever side is the winner, dooming this entire region to basically being ruled by bandits and whatever the Dalriada decide. I think convincing all of them at the very least to stand together gives them and this region a chance to maybe find some level of closure. So we're going to go ahead and help the captain. That makes sense, Captain. I will help you convince Feargas.
That's what I wanted to hear. I knew I could count on you. Go talk to Feargas. Get him to visit this place. After you're done, please visit me in the temple. I just hope Feargas shows some sense and doesn't let his pride take over.
Oh. We will find out. These guys... These three are freaking me out, I'm going to be honest. They keep appearing on my little compass as enemies, and yet I literally can't even interact with them in any way, shape, or form. And I'm genuine, like, I'm waiting for them to pop up and attack, and they keep not doing that. And it yeah, this room, chat, right here in this splash image. This is the image, or the room that I'm thinking is probably the culmination of Merlin's work towards immortality. Something tells me also that it could be Merlin who was selling Arthur something that maybe he didn't quite fully understand. And so he was okay with it, thinking that, oh, this is how things are going to be, what he thought it was. But what Merlin actually planned was something completely different from what he was telling Arthur. And so Arthur was basically getting people to volunteer for something that they were not actually wanting to volunteer. Oh boy, we better. Gosh. So, we better get back to the castle. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and find a bonfire over here. And we're going to level up. And we're also going to fast forward time. And then, after all that, we're going to... Then we're going to talk to Feargas in the morning. Okay. So first off, we're going to level up. I did a little bit of redistributing of talent points and such, just to kind of like smooth out the transition of what we're trying to do here. I think we're going to put one of our points into strength to kind of like put 5s in all the important stuff. Just across the board. And then we're probably going to pump up spirituality a little bit, as I do have things that I want to acquire and use that will require higher levels of spirituality. On top of that, we're then also going to be pumping up our endurance. And once I decide what we're doing in terms of alternate melee weapons, we'll probably have some kind of focus on dexterity, strength, and then whatever else is needed for acquire, like using the different weapons that we may, focus on or whatever. So we'll see how that all goes. Over here, I did also decide to pull my points out of summoning. The skeletons just weren't keeping up, at least for now. I think I plan on delving back into it later once I have enough points to really like kind of focus on it. But right now I'm trying to do so many other things that the summons just weren't able to keep up. Now I put a lot of points into getting myself some bonus healing for whenever I heal myself. I now have thicker armor, which I'll eventually get some more of this stuff, but these two are largely where I want them to be. Let's see. I have my movement set up the way that I want it, so it's just faster regeneration of my little dash charges. Stamina is a little bit better. I'm also able to, whenever I overexert myself, I'm able to recover from that faster, because that was really hampering me in some cases. So really what we need to do is we want to figure out what we want to focus on next, which I do believe is going to be status effects, if I'm going to be honest with you. When an active status effect is on them, they take 10% more damage. This is basically going to mean that anytime that we have like bleeds or poisons, which is going to coincide with me getting like, say, that staff, or delving into, say, daggers, where I'm able to apply status effects. This is kind of why I'm thinking I'm going to go daggers, if I'm honest. Where applying status effects kind of works really well with the daggers. So a combination of those two weapons, statuses are going to give us a little extra damage boost in addition to just being more deadly and such. So I'm I think we're going to start putting points into status effects. So we'll have 10% more damage on anybody that has an active status effect. And I think that's good. After that, let's see. We have 2. This deals with multiple status effects on the same person. This one just means that the debuffs deal more damage. So this actually will be really good because it means that things like bleed and poison should actually be even more effective. Which is good because I've already been relying on those damage over time effects to help me whittle down enemies. It's just kind of one of the play styles that I'm particularly fond of. So I do believe that daggers are going to come into play at some point. But right now I've put a lot of focus onto the wands just because they have a defensive element of this mana shield, allowing my mana to soak some of the damage, and because it regenerates fast enough. That's essentially that's me just taking 20% less damage, essentially, just from everything. Which is good, because you take a lot of damage in this game. So, yeah. Now we're going to fast forward time a little bit. Go ahead. And then we're going to have a cheeky little save. Thank you. All right. All right, Fergus. Oh, am I able to... Here, let me come around here and get... How you doing, sir? I've discovered... let me try that again with English. I've discovered something you need to know.
Oh, really? And here I thought the Horns of the South had no secrets left to hide from me. But go ahead. Surprise me.
Seawall's tomb has a hidden entrance. You can meet me there. Or you can meet him there.
Have I ever mentioned I'm not a big fan of your sense of humor? Now, tell me what you really want, or walk away. In silence, preferably.
It is true. Merlin experimented on Seawall, so he never died.
This isn't funny. I'm no Galahad, burning people at the stake for heresy, but I don't appreciate this kind of behavior either. Still, judging by the look on your face, you actually believe you've stumbled onto something important.
Please.
All right, then. I'll go and check it out. See what's got you so worked up. It might even be nice to get out of here for a change.
I'm sure we can come to some agreement. Oh.
I saw what you wanted me to see. We need to talk. Honestly, I'm not sure what to think. Everything I believed has been seriously challenged. I need some time to get used to it. Why did you show this to me? Because it could be that I'd be better off not knowing. What they did to Seawall is unthinkable and absolutely unforgivable. What will the other keepers say? What will happen to the Horns of the South? And what about Camelot? Everything we believed was a lie.
What you believed and what you did with that belief are two entirely different things. Or you should put your faith in the future, not your past. Let's talk about the future. We need them looking towards the future. We need them looking towards how they move on from this. So I'd say put your faith in the future, not your past.
You're right. In the end, it doesn't matter what Camelot was back then. What matters is what we are now.
Right.
We did everything in our power to keep the South safe.
True.
And to keep our lighthouse on through every storm.
That is also true.
But this will be the end of the Horns of the South. No young man will join our ranks when hundreds of years of our history are gurgling down the drain.
You can create a new myth.
Any ideas?
Yes. Let's see what our options are, chat. These are very important. You're the fortress that stood up against Camelot's corruption, got rid of Galahad. You're the ones who found a way to forge peace with the tribes. Nobody believed it was possible. You didn't let the past break you, and you decided to remake your own future. Let's loop the tribes into this because, A, the tribes were apparently seen... Arthur apparently gave them those lands, so, they were at least working with Camelot at some point. But forging this peace is very important. Finding a place that upholds peace and diplomacy instead of war, I think this is going to be the thing that we want. You're the ones who found a way to forge peace with the tribes. Nobody believed it was possible. You did the impossible. That is a powerful aspect that can go into this mythos of the Horns of the South.
It sounds better than the alternative. That we're a bunch of fools believing in children's fables of knightly honor, valor, and purity. And we'll have to give everyone some hope to cling to after the truth about Seawall comes out.
Yes.
All right. I assume Brandon put you up to this, so you can go and congratulate him. He won. I'll support this case, if only for the safety and well-being of our boys. I don't have to like it one bit, but I can try to make it easier for the garrison.
Thank you, Fairgas. Thank you. Honestly, I highly respect that, my good sir. This, you speak of, knightly valor, purity, and honor. I'm seeing it right now. That doesn't need to be a lie. Just how it presents itself, what it looks like. That's the only thing that needs to be changed. Good men and women. And some that are good enough, I guess. Doing what they can to do the right thing. Choosing peace and truth over war and lies. I think Fairgas made the right decision. And I think we made the right decision in advising him. I like how this has gone. So let's go ahead and save. All right. My good captain, I think it is time that we make sure that we're all on the same page. We get everyone working together. Now is the time for cooperation and standing as one.
Ah, you're back. So, what news do you bring? Did you talk to Fairgas?
I did, my friend. Fairgas saw Seawall's tomb. He seems pretty shaken.
Good. Just as I expected. I do feel for the boy. He really loved Camelot. Probably the last truly loyal keeper. But he had to know the truth.
That is
And
true.
his honor wouldn't let him hide it from the others in the Horns. Nicely done.
Well, what now?
Now, I'll get One Eye. And together we'll go to the Horns with the good news. Not everyone will be happy about it. Well, that's for me to deal with.
All
Those
right.
who don't support us will be released from their oath, and I'll ensure they're safe until they leave the south. After that, whatever they choose to do is up to them.
I feel like that's fair. I hope that the number that of people that need to be released from their oath is small. Let's go. All right, chat. Let's see where we go from here. How this proceeds. Oh.
Brothers, marks a new chapter in the history of the Horn to the south. Today, we put an end to fear and poverty. I understand your pain. I know you feel helpless in the face of the looming terror of the weirdness. Camelot has abandoned us, brothers. For years, they've given us no aid. All they do is take our resources, send us to senseless slaughter, and keep us in the dark. Camelot doesn't see us as equals. They've forgotten Seawolf Firstfoot's legacy and the promise King Arthur made to us. We were meant to stand as equals. We were meant to be just as powerful as them. And all this time, do you know what they've done to the founder of the Horns of the South? For over 600 years, Seawolf has been alive, forgotten by King Arthur and all of Camelot. You don't have to take my word for it. Seawolf's tomb is open. Go and see for yourselves. I say, enough. Enough of being fed a rotten myth that turned out to be one great lie. We swore loyalty to the torturers of one of the noblest knights to ever walk Avalon. I say, enough. We will no longer honor an oath made to dishonorable people. We won't let ourselves be exploited any longer.
Okay, this is working out well so far.
But, my brothers, I bring news. Galahad the Pure, the same Galahad who threatened to burn half our garrison at the stake, is dead. Galahad's death is our chance to break free from Camelot. Enough lies. No more risking everything for those who only know how to take. You're probably wondering, how can we protect the South on our own? How can we defend ourselves when Camelot comes to reclaim their slaves? Yes, that's what we are to them. I know the lockdown of the fortress surprised you, and for that, I truly apologize, but it was necessary to keep you from attacking our new allies, the Del Rita tribes, led by One Eye.
I know, my brothers, I know. This must be a shock, especially since I didn't share my plans with you earlier. But hear me out. Thanks to this alliance between the Horns of the South and the Dalriada tribes, we are securing the safety of the South and our independence from Camelot.
The tribes will provide us with the military support our depleted ranks desperately need. The tribes will help us rid the South of the bandits who've plagued our people for years. Together, we'll share knowledge and resources to ensure a better future for all Southerners.
We will not drain your resources. In fact, we'll replenish your armories and fill your pantries. We'll stand together, fighting side by side to bring peace and order back to the South.
I like this.
In return, all we ask is your loyalty. If you see a brother from the Dalriada fight in the Camelotian, stand with our brother. That's all.
Of course, if anyone isn't in favor of this alliance, you have the right to leave the service. I declare a new era for the Horns of the South. Those who don't wish to help build this future are released from their oaths. To those who choose to stay, I promise a good life, and you won't face any more threats. Now, brothers, return to your duties and rest easy. The Horns of the South will endure, and soon we'll be stronger than ever before.
I like the way this sounds. They need... Ooh. I just saw a really large sword in the background. The important thing is going to be them keeping their promise. So they made a lot of really fun, really good promises. What we need for them is to actually work together. It would be interesting to see if there are some Dalrita down here. Does not look like it just yet. He has not left. Interesting. Okay, I do remember I had that. You know what? Let's see what the what some of our vendors say about this, if anything. Okay, what do you think about Brandon's deal with the Dalrita?
Sly bastard. No one else could have pulled off something like that. You won't hear me complaining, that's for sure. Brandon finally broke the decades-old crust that had grown over this place. Nothing thrives in stagnation, least of all trade. Now, this place might finally get a bit livelier. Personally, I can't wait to see where this goes.
Okay. She's optimistic. I like it. I like it.
Keep your head down and your purse tighter.
Thank you. All right. Like I said, I like where things are going. I do apologize, Arthur, but it does seem like Camelot has been a bit of a sore, though I suppose that's... The game isn't called Save Camelot. It's Fall of Avalon, so we're going to have to see exactly how that all transpires. My good blacksmith, what do you think of this deal?
Riordan's back, and with the Dalrita, no less. Bold move. Let's hope he knows what he's doing, or the keep's going to be in for one hell of a mess.
All right, well, he at least is seeming like this is a good idea. All right. You know, okay, hold on. I am curious to see what Cillian has to say. It was working for Camelot.
Please, state your business.
Does he? What do you think about this this deal?
Dragon knows they'll read a dog's back here? Oh, I'm not sticking around to see how that ends. Let someone else get their throat slit. Do you keep bandits' fingers as trophies? I would.
You know, now that I think of it, he's the one that's all excited about, like, taking people apart, and he's from Camelot. Maybe that really should have been a sign. Whoa, my good sir. You have spooked me. Please don't sneak up on me like that. That really probably should have been my first sign, my first clue. I'm getting the feeling that they're all a little too bloodthirsty. Galahad honestly really proved that. Let's see what you have to say.
Blessings upon you.
Thank you. You do not have an opinion on this.
Kai's word always guide you. In the word, you will find solace.
It's possible. All right. Well, let us now talk to Brandon, which I believe these should be the quarters of the captain's quarters. Is that Excalibur? Oh! Arthur's memory. Pull it out. Oh, that's Excalibur. That's a huge sword. Arthur. Dang. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to touch it without knowing how to safely deal with that, because otherwise I have a feeling I will get myself like exploded or something. Uh-oh. There's some... Okay, we're not going to steal. Just made friends with all these people. We're not about to go ahead and be stupid. Oh, hello, sir.
Welcome to the Museum of the Horns of the South, the southernmost keep under Camelot's jurisdiction.
That has recently
My
changed, but
name is Ridderick, and I will be happy to introduce you to the rich history of this fascinating place. A history that began 623 years ago with the first keeper, Sewell Firstfoot. I'd also like to bring your attention to our numerous exhibits that are, as I like to say, inanimate witnesses of the history of the Horns of the South.
Okay. Exhibits. What exactly do you have here?
The museum holds a collection of 72 items of the so-called movable, tangible heritage. The collection includes big and small items that represent the world surrounding the keepers of the Horns of the South from the 1st to the 6th century of the Avalonian era.
Impressive.
Here you will find militaria, craft tools, everyday objects, furniture, textiles, coins, religious artifacts.
I see. And which exhibits do you consider to be the most remarkable?
I'd say all exhibits are worthy of your attention, but I could point you to the ones I personally think to be the most notable, or subjectively, of course, the most interesting.
Please.
Those would be the items that used to belong to Sewell Firstfoot. We have his signal horn and also his boots. Those boots were the first to touch Avalonian soil.
So I've heard.
What is also worth mentioning is the tableware used by King Arthur himself during his visit to the Horns of the South in the 15th year of the Avalonian era.
Oh, that is wonderful. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's not be sarcastic. Let's ask about the boots. They make a big mention. They're always making a big mention of him being the first, first feet onto Avalon. So let's ask at least about the boots.
Remarkable, isn't it? You can find them in the central display.
Oh, wonderful.
Sewell's boots were sewn from 3 pieces of tanned calfskin, tied at the top with a leather strap. The seam goes through the middle of the instep, which is decorated with ornamental embroidery.
I see.
On the outer side of each shoe, you can find a decorative brass buckle with the motif of the Camelotian bear. It is notable that even after 600 years, they are still excellently preserved, which is unusual considering the high humidity in this area. It means that even the keepers of that time must have realized the historical value of Sewell's boots, and therefore made sure to adequately preserve them.
Does seem that way, yes. All right. Let's have one more piece. Let's hear about that signal horn.
It is indeed an interesting exhibit. The horn was used by Sewell during wartime, not only for signaling, but also for intimidation. It is 50 centimeters long and made of the horn of an ox.
I see.
It is the color of yellowed bone, with some ash-gray discoloration on the narrow end.
I see.
It has a brass mouthpiece and silver fittings on its wider side and at the middle. The shape of the fittings suggests that the horn was hanging on a leather strap, which unfortunately has not survived to this day.
That is understandable. It has been about 600 years. Actually, you know what? Let's exhaust. Let's just hear about the tableware real fast.
It's a memento of the visit of the legendary ruler of Avalon. Impressive, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The tableware is made of tin coated with silver.
I see.
It consists of a plate, a bowl, and a chalice. The edges are decorated with the motifs of Camelot, a crown and a bear.
I see.
However, those ornaments are of visibly low quality.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That detail, and the fact that those are the only wares from that time that have survived to this day, leads us to conclude that this set was cast specifically for that occasion, and that it was finished by a person unfamiliar with this kind of craft. Perhaps a blacksmith or an armorer.
I see. That would make sense. This is a military installation, so... And if it was only the 15th year of the Avalonian era, which means it's within the first 100 years, chances are they were still establishing themselves. These types of things don't just happen over, a few short years. So... Yeah, it's entirely possible that they didn't have a incredibly skilled craftsman at the time. They made do with what they had. Okay. Well, let's ask about something else. In fact, why don't we come back, my good friend, and we'll ask you more about your exhibits later. Thank you very much for your time. Excellent. Okay. So the boots. Oh, good. I'm not. They're not tempting me to steal anything. I like that. A spoon, a plate. Interesting. Ooh. Very cool. I like the amount of effort that they put into the lore of the land, chat. For what's going on here in this game, for such a small, I don't want to say indie, but such a small company that went ahead and made this, I'm really feeling a lot of heart and soul having been put into this, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with this. All right, my good sir, let us discuss further the sword and the south. I've done everything you asked of me. Would it be possible for you to assist me with my task?
An honest matter. What do you need?
I want to become a keeper. I don't know if I want to commit to that just yet, but I do know that I'm here for Excalibur. I am here for Excalibur.
Ah, right. See, the problem with Excalibur, or indeed any of King Arthur's blades, is that you need to prove you're worthy of wielding it.
Understandable.
How are you supposed to do that? Hell knows.
Wait,
But
what?
if the pin that secured your entry to the horns has led you here, I think I know what the one who gave it to you might have been thinking.
Okay. Please clarify.
You see, there are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can prove yourself worthy, whatever that means. And one of those places, as you can probably guess, is nearby. Have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part of a certain ritual. Only the people who passed the ritual could become keepers.
Okay. And what does this ritual involve?
Well, none of the living keepers were recruited that way, so we don't really know what happens during the ritual.
Oh, I see.
That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. I only know that you need to sound the gong and then lie down to sleep at its base. If you wake up, I mean, when you wake up again in the morning, you'll know you've been deemed worthy. Unfortunately, the gong is broken, so first you'll need to find a way to fix it. And since it's made of weird steel, that's not going to be easy, is it? Fortunately, Oshbrit should be able to help you. A little bird told me he likes to play with weird steel when nobody's looking. Just tell him I sent you, and he won't give you any trouble.
Okay, well, that was a lot, especially the if I wake up. So that means that there's most likely going to be me getting judged by some horrible sea monster, and if I'm judged unworthy, I get eaten. The if I wake up?
Well, I'm not going to lie.
Uh-huh.
From what I've heard, many people never woke up.
Oh, I
They
see.
fell into eternal slumber, so well, that's why we abandoned the tradition. And those who woke up were changed, and none of them ever wanted to say exactly what happened there.
Oh. Lovely. Well, I do believe that we're going to have to go ahead and do this. Okay. I guess the next question would be, what if it doesn't work?
Then you'll have to find someone smarter than me, because I already told you everything I know.
Fair enough. All right. Well, in that case, I think that we have a gong to repair. Thank you very
May
much.
the southern wind be in your favor. If you need anything from the old captain, you know where to find me.
I do indeed. All right. Well. Okay. Chat, just out of the interest of... I'm going to save right now. And we're going to be a little silly. We're going to have a quick moment of silliness. I'm going to see what happens when you haven't yet proven yourself worthy and you touch the blade. I'm going to explode. Oh, I'm going to explode.
This feeling, it was so strong.
Oh.
So real. I remember now. The weight of it. The power. This blade was never just steel. It was a part of me.
Oh. So Excalibur holds a piece of your soul?
Yes. The sensation is unmistakable. But it carries more than my soul. It carries a part of my legacy.
I see. Why can't I draw your sword?
A sword like that, it doesn't yield easily. It demands strength of body and of will. You'll need to grow stronger before it will choose you.
Interesting. Okay. Oh. Well, I tried to do something meme-worthy, and I apparently just got a really cool cutscene. Never mind. Chat, I won't be exploding today, so we're actually not going to reload that save.
Hope nothing bad happens today.
You know, that's always a good thing to hope for. Let's quickly take a look at the... because I think it added a quest? I'm not quite sure. Give me a second. A world to win. No, wait. Huh? Huh? Wait. What should... huh? Main... completed... Alright, Shadow of the Horns of the South. Okay. Acts of kindness. Oh, right. Yeah, that guy being a bit of a... yes. Being a clutchhead. Okay, the armors. Okay. Oh, right, yeah, that blood area. Dead as dreams. the events in the cemetery. Lost things. No, okay. Yeah, I'm not really quite sure what just happened, but you know what? That's fine. It's okay.
Nice to see you.
Hello, my good sir. I need to talk to you. There's an ancient gong in the sunken village. Do you think you'd be able to fix it?
Why would you want to fix it? Do you even know what it is? Take some advice from an old man. If there's a giant, ancient statue that somebody tried to turn to dust, they must have had a good reason for it.
Even still, I really must insist.
Well, if you put it that way, then I suppose I have to tell you the truth.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, the terror from the sea will bite me in the ass while I bathe.
That sounds
Of course
awful.
I can fix it. I've been doing this kind of thing since I could swing a hammer.
Okay.
It's a skill we pass down from master to apprentice, generation to generation. Nothing fancy, just good old blacksmithing. Obviously, though, you'd have to bring me a couple things so that I can actually do it.
Understandable. I have what you wanted in order to fix the gong. I think at some point I did collect pieces of the broken gong, because I went out there because I was curious. I certainly have ethereal cobweb, so let's see if I have the materials.
How did you, oh, forget it. I don't even want to know. Just give me a moment.
Okay. Thank you.
Here. That should do it. Do whatever you need to if you're really sure about this. But please try to come back alive.
You know what, my good sir? I appreciate everything you've done for me. And your concern for my well-being. Is there anything you think I should know?
I have nothing to tell you. I could try to talk you out of it, but I'm guessing that wouldn't work.
Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. Thank you very much for all your help. Okay. Well, chat. Now that we've become allies with the Dalrita, we're going to take a quick moment to pop back over here and see if I'm able to... Actually, first off, I'm curious to see if I'm able to talk to her.
So, did you get what you needed from Vran, or are you sticking around?
Oh, there's a lot that I can talk to her about, but I'm interested to see what she thinks of the deal.
I wonder if any of those southern wimps would be up to spar. I might even try to go easy on them.
Well, they are your allies, so at least try not to kill them.
See you around, I guess.
Thank you.
Someone's bound to start trouble.
Okay. Now that's my stash, which is nice. I like that they gave me multiple locations for a stash. Okay. Now, if I'm allowed to take oh, that's still stealing. It's even out here still considered stealing? Oh my lord. Oh, chat. Oh, maybe. Oh, chat, I want my wand. Alright, I'm impatient. Nobody saw anything. I would prefer not to not have it say stolen the whole time, but I have been waiting quite some time, well, since I found it, to try and make it legit. But I literally just became their ally, and I'm still not able to acquire it, quote unquote, legally. So we're just gonna just gonna not tell anybody that we took it.
Someone's bound to start trouble.
All right. I try to be patient, chat. I try to be patient, but you know what? Sometimes I just don't have it in me. Also, I need to see if I got all the druidic shrines. There were a bunch of them around. Right? Druidic, yeah, Shrine of the Deer. Yeah, druidic shrine. Yeah, there's like 3, 4. There's another one there. Yeah, I need to look over some stuff, but I'll worry about that later. Anyway, fast travel. Uh-oh. Gentlemen. Hello. Oh! Owie. Owie. Ooh. I believe I've gotten a little bit more powerful, chat. Ow. That was rude. Some of those might be useful for some reason, crafting wise or whatever. But we're gonna head back. We're gonna head out over here. Oh, jeez. I hate the open water. Chat, there's a really good chance that you're never gonna see me playing something like Subnautica. Me in the water, I have. What is it? Thalassophobia, I think it's called. Fear of deep waters or whatever. Wait a minute. Last time I was here, there was a dude. There was a guy standing here that I could... Oh. Interesting. He's not here anymore. It was like just a wise guy. Oh, not wise guy. Oh, a wise man just... All right. Well, here goes nothing, chat. Fix the gong. Eternal Sea. Interact. Uh-oh. Oh my... What are you? Oh, what in the nine hells? Okay. Alright, I was a really angry looking fish. Ugh. See why I don't like the ocean, chat? Place is creepy. What is that? Oh. The gong is here. It pulled me into like the shadow realm or something. And alright. So here's where we have the oh.
Who dares disturb my peace? You made an oath never to summon me again.
Forgive me, my lord. I want to be deemed worthy to touch the Excalibur.
Excalibur. Wait.
Hey.
Is it really you? You, who come from a time beyond. Show yourself before me.
I have no intention of hiding myself. Do I know you?
It seems he speaks to me. Allow me to answer him.
I'm not going to stop you.
Old friend.
Oh.
I can see that you know me, but I am a mere shadow of my true self. I don't remember you, Lord of the Seas. Forgive me.
That's what you told me, my friend. The next time we see each other, you will not remember me. But you are here now. The will and the power led you back to this place. Even in this incomplete form.
Where should I look for myself? I wish to restore Avalon to its former glory, yet I don't know how.
Avalon's fate has never rested upon one person alone, not even one as great as King Arthur. Yet here you are, trying again, restless and eager to take the responsibility again. I salute you, my friend.
Tell me what I must do to be worthy to lead Avalon once more. I do not think I have the strength.
Your path is true. Seek wholeness, and Avalon will reveal what it needs from you. And yes, you need to touch Excalibur.
Thank you, my friend.
And you, mortal.
Yes,
You
sir.
have given yourself to the king's service. You are worthy of a place among the keepers of the South.
Thank you.
Arthur, take out your sword and fear no failure. It is yours to take. It always was. I deem you worthy, my friend. The promise I gave thy mother is fulfilled, and thus our pact is ended. You know where to look for your soul. Trust yourself. And when you reach your journey's end, I trust you will make the right choice.
I have a sneaking suspicion, chat. I feel like King Arthur honestly is a good man. I think we're going to find that there were other bad actors, however, that may have found a way of corrupting him or found a way of imitating him in order to get their own ends, because they keep mentioning how he keeps coming back, he's trying again. Something has gone amiss. I know that that's terribly obvious to a certain degree, but we're getting a lot of conflicting information, is I guess what I'm trying to say. We're getting a lot of information that says that pulls us in two different directions, and I'm inclined to say that to a certain extent both directions are true, because having you think that it's only going to be one way or the other would almost be too simple. So I'm assuming to some extent that both paths are true, both aspects of this whole thing are true. Oh, I gotta find out what's down here. But it's more just the context of what makes both of them true. I believe that's going to ultimately be the deciding factor here. So I think what we need to do is we need to head back to the castle. All right. We're back at the castle, and And we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a quick little cheeky save. And now we're going to go ahead and touch Excalibur. There's still a few things that I want to take a look around in this zone, so to speak. I mean, if we look at the map, if we're being perfectly honest, we still have like about a third of the map left, really, to explore. And honestly, I mean, there's still like stuff down here. There's a little thing over here, and then there's just everything up here in the north. Whoa! Up here in the north. Lost controller for a second. So there's going to be plenty to do. But I think right now we need to get Excalibur. We need to be more whole than we were before. Pull out. Chat, the time has come. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Oh. We're back. I do not like that sound. Oh, that sound really is just not good. Do not enjoy it. Okay. So let us remind ourselves of how this worked last time. That's what we had before. Alright, chat. Here we go. Sword.
I am his will, the fire that bends the world to his command.
Bind the soul to the stone.
I am the blade that shapes kings and shatters tyrants.
Oh. Oh. Blood bubble.
Enough, Merlin. You can't keep throwing lives into this abyss. These experiments, they're destroying what remains of us.
Destroying us? They're what's keeping us alive. Do you think the Four Dwellers will stop for pity or mercy? Every soul we lose here saves 10 more on the battlefield. You told me to do this. You sanctioned this. And I'm close to getting it right. I know it.
No, we can't justify this. There's no victory worth such a cost.
You know full well, Arthur, that this isn't about victory. It's about survival. If we don't push these boundaries, there will be no future for your kingdom, for Avalon. You dream of peace, but without victory, there will be no peace to dream of. The path ahead is brutal, but if we relent now, we lose everything.
And yet we keep losing people and gaining nothing in return. We must change the path.
They volunteered for this.
They volunteered to save our kingdom. And you've gotten no closer to doing it. Their sacrifices cannot be in vain, Merlin. Find another way. Use your mind, your wisdom. Leave this slaughterhouse you've created behind.
A different way. That will take time. And resources we may not have. The enemy won't wait.
They will if I make them. Whatever it takes, I will buy you that time. Find me a weapon that wins this war without annihilating what we fight to protect.
Whatever it takes.
Yes. Let it be known that it was my decision, and I will bear the consequences of it.
Oh no, my king. People can never know. It was all my idea, and you knew nothing about it. All of us have our role to play. You are the leader, and they need to love you. If we win, you need to become more than a man. You need to become a symbol.
All right. Oh, King's power unlocked. Chat, we've done it. You've gathered a new fragment of King Arthur's soul, unlocking its hidden potential. Open the menu to explore the King's Soul skill tree, or visit a bonfire to develop new abilities. Yes. But, chat. Yeah. Merlin... I don't know. I don't know. They're doing a good job of making it so that there's so much convolution, so much, like, you're getting a lot of misinformation. Whoa.
Now, I remember.
So you knew all about it.
Before you judge me, it all seems so obvious now, doesn't it? The right thing to do. It wasn't back then. And you can trust me on that. We were on the brink of losing the war. And wars aren't won with wishful thinking.
True.
There was no clean path, no noble answer. Only the weight of reality pressing down on our necks. Something had to be done, or everything we fought for would have been in vain. And in the end, the ones who stepped forward, who chose to pay the price, made it possible. And their deaths gave Merlin the knowledge he needed to finish his work. To find something that could really turn the tide in our favor.
You agreed to lie to your people about your role in all this.
I did. But this wasn't about pride. It wasn't about saving face. It was about survival. The truth about all this would have broken my people. I couldn't allow that. And a king doesn't get to flinch. If that meant carrying the weight alone, so be it. I would make that choice again if I had to.
Heavy is the crown, Arthur. You really think experimenting on your men was justified?
Justified? No. Justification is for those who have the luxury of doubt. And I had a kingdom to save. They were brave men who volunteered their lives, just as they did every time we rode onto the battlefield.
Right.
The difference was that if Merlin succeeded, one man's sacrifice could have saved us all, could have ended the war before more blood was spilled. If sacrificing a few meant the survival of all, then there was no choice at all. Maybe they never saw justice. Maybe their real stories were erased from history. Call it cruelty. Call it madness. But if I'd done nothing, there would be no Avalon left to argue over. But the kingdom still stands. The people live. And that has to mean something.
Okay. Well, Arthur, you have spoken well, and I want to believe in you. But I admit I am made cautious. We will obviously continue this journey, and we'll see where it takes us. But what is it that you came up with to win the war?
I told him to stop the experiments on our men, but to keep going. And he did. He started experimenting on the Four Dwellers, the enemy. If their bodies could be broken down, their power turned against them. Wasn't that their own doing? Wasn't that fair? So he figured out how to twist the Four Dwellers' power into something we could wield. I told him to conquer the weirdness. And in the end, he did.
I see. But it's coming back. What do you mean by conquering it?
He found a way to make me stronger. Stronger than any man had the right to be. It wasn't just magic. It was something deeper, older. A force that reshaped me.
Oh, no.
And with it, we won. The war ended. Avalon was ours. The bloodshed stopped. The banners were raised. And the kingdom stood safe.
Okay. Does victory erase the price you paid for it?
That's the question, isn't it? I keep thinking about Seawall. He was ready to pay the ultimate price for what we were fighting for.
Yes.
And I thought he did. I grieved him. Told myself his sacrifice had meaning, that he had given his life for Avalon. And now, after all these years, finding him like this. I told myself I carried the weight of my choices.
Yeah.
But seeing him, I wonder if I ever truly did.
You're willing to be introspective. And you want to take responsibility. If nothing else, I can respect that, Arthur. Let's try and save this place. Maybe in that... Oh.
You've got that look again. Like you've seen something you wish you hadn't. Another piece of the king's soul reclaimed, right? What did it show you this time?
Yeah, you. Not sure I can trust him. I don't like the way that he's been... Something about the weirdness.
The weirdness. The king thought it could save us. Merlin thought it could be controlled. Together, they were willing to tear the world apart to win.
You know more than you're letting on. Can you start making sense?
I was a prototype for Merlin's latest idea. Immortality. Me and Seawall, the king's loyal pawns. Used and discarded when they found a better way. When they decided to go even deeper into their madness. And turn our king into a monster.
You didn't end like Seawall.
Seawall was Merlin's first attempt. I was the last. We could say I was lucky, But to say that would take a truly macabre sense of humor, don't you think?
I don't know. You're not a half-desiccated corpse still alive floating in a weird egg. At least you're able to move about the world. Did Arthur know what was happening?
Even if he didn't, he should have. He was desperate to win. And desperation doesn't leave room for conscience. Every scream, every scar, even if he didn't see it, he allowed it. That's as good as approving it.
It's a bit of a stretch. If he didn't see it, how could he stop it? I don't like your logic there, friend. I understand that you've been hurt, but that's... No, I don't fully... I'm not saying you're entirely wrong, but I'm also saying that you're not entirely right. Why didn't you fight back?
Fight back? Against who? Merlin? The king? You don't fight gods when you're just a pawn on their board. You endure. You wait. And when the time comes, you either break, or you're left to clean up their mess. That's what I do. What I've always done.
What do you mean, clean up their mess?
The monsters, the weirdness, the chaos. All of it leads back to them.
Maybe.
We're left in the ruins of their grand plans, trying to uphold their ideals, fighting for what never was. It's time to bury all these fairy tales in a well-deserved grave. And that's what I do.
I spoke with Arthur. He said he had to do it or humanity would be lost.
Of course he'd say that. There's always a scapegoat and a convenient excuse for men like him. But it doesn't absolve him. Not when he was the one who unleashed this madness on all of us. He wanted victory, no matter the cost. And when you want something that badly, you stop looking too closely at what's being done in your name.
Maybe.
And, after all, who said we were supposed to win this war? Who said we were supposed to survive?
Well, supposed to. So, what? You all should have just died fighting? Is that what you're saying? That maybe someone else should have won? Interesting. I assume you still want something from me?
We've seen what they did. What he did. And that's not the end of the story. It's not the extent of their sins. Find the pieces of his soul. Put him back together, if that's what it takes. And then we, or I alone, if you decide to defy me, can end the cycle. Either way, we will get to his resurrection. I've seen it too many times to believe the cycle will be broken before it happens. But know this. Once he's whole, Arthur's power, his mistakes, and his madness will all return. And when that moment comes, I'll be there. Whether to stand with you, or step over you. The choice is yours. Just remember that when that happens, and you stand by his side, there won't be room for both of you.
We'll see. Let's just say if I'm going to fix this, I need to know where to start. So if you have an idea on where the next piece of his soul is, might be a good idea to let me know.
Start. You've already started. But if you want the next piece, head to Kunacht. The menhir there is failing. The weirdness swallowing what's left of the village. You will need to find another artifact. The shield our king gave to Palamedes. He was one of the king's finest. A voice of reason amidst the madness. But it didn't save him or his legacy from what they had coming. Find the shield. And then, well, we will meet again. We'll see if your perspective changes.
I'm open to my perspective changing, but I'm not overly fond of you, so I'm inclined to not believe you blindly. And you did try to stab me in the chest with your sword without telling me. It wasn't very nice. I'm not overly fond of that. But if King Arthur did go mad and he is going to start manifesting that, then I will definitely take that into account. You told me about a cycle that's been happening. Doesn't seem like he's seen his friend for quite some time. That sea god or whatever creature. So, yeah, I'm inclined to find out. Well, I don't know. Ooh, another level up. King's Soul. That's right. We should take a look at this. All right, King's Soul. What do we have here? What's going on? We have the Excalibur. We have the overall King's Soul. When using King's Soul, time slows down around you. Okay. Killing enemies restores a portion of the King's Soul. Interesting. Oh. Okay. When using King's Soul, you deflect all incoming projectiles. If King's Soul is fully charged, automatically use it when you would receive lethal damage. Ooh, I like that. Dealing damage has a small chance to create a weird essence, which can be collected to regenerate a portion of King's Soul. So essentially, this is our ultimate, and these are going to be ways that we're able to interact with it. So it seems that this is probably going to be the shield, and then maybe that helmet. The next two, if you will, aspects of, you know, his, like, memories and his soul overall. Okay. Okay. I'm not quite sure what... Actually, slowing down time to avoid dying sounds like a good idea. We're going to go ahead and spend it on this. Yeah. Mostly because I mostly forget that it exists. I forget that I have that ultimate. So using it as a kind of recovery tool of, oh my gosh, I almost died, let me try and, you know, like, come back from the brink, sounds like a good idea. So we're going to use it that way. Okay. Alright, we're going to rest again. Alright. We're going to take a quick peek at our inventory real fast. Just make sure that we do... Okay. So these, and then the wand. Going to go ahead and put wand here. I'm annoyed that I wasn't able to just acquire this normally. It annoys me, chat. Very much so. Alright. I'm going to have the Festering Wand over here as well for when we use our poison spray ability. But we're going to keep the mana reduction, at least for now, on the life transfusion because that reduces the health cost. I really need to increase that. I think I'm going to continue to try and upgrade this. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell, chat. Time will tell how we do things. But yeah, so now we have a weird, a very strange bonk stick, poison bonk stick. So I'm thinking, chat. That does look a tad awkward. I'm thinking, chat, we're going to go ahead and we're going to find that knight when we first came here, and he's just like, I can give you a knightly death. I informed him that maybe later. So we're going to go ahead and, yeah. See what he's got to say now. And that'll probably be where we end after we fight him. Where is he? He was... Is he over here? Here he is. All right, sir. Abigor?
That's you. Welcome.
Yes. Oh, that's going to be simple. Let's fight.
I'm more than happy to oblige.
Oh! Whoa! Shit! Okay. Okay, his shield bash is nothing to be, okay. Alright, dear. You're, like, in the middle of this giant fight. Oh! Ooh! Oh! Okay. Okay. Well, he gave me a proper chop. That's not what happened, chat. That's not what happened. Something tells me maybe we should use our poison, our poison magic. Just a tad. Oh, now you want to run away, huh? Alright, we're going to give it one more shot, chat, and then we'll call it an evening.
You're back. I'm more than happy.
Alright. His shield has like a thorns effect. Because me going ahead and hitting him hurts. Yep. Alright. Ooh. Come on. There we go. So we're just going to take all of it. Whoa! Sir, you were quite pale. Okay. Well. I think this is where we're going to call it for the evening, chat. We've gotten ourselves some really good progress, and we'll have to see how. So we'll have to see how that progresses as time moves on. Let's see. Is there anything in Act 1 that we need to worry about? So it's a world to win. So that's going to be the main quest line. It's going to be up here, which means we're probably going to want to kind of journey in this area first. I'm also going to want to see what's here at the beach, but also I'm going to check this coastline out when I'm offline. In addition to doing some like inventory management and such. But okay, yeah. All right, chat. That has been us playing some more Tainted Grail. This Sunday, we're going to be checking out Darktide and some of the new maps that I think dropped recently, which should be very interesting, and I'm excited to see where that's going to take us. I believe this time we're probably going to be trying out our veteran, or rather, I'm going to be trying out my veteran now that things have been changed in terms of their tech tree and talent tree and whatnot. The new class that I thought was going to be some sort of like tech priest or whatnot, something AdMech related, was not that. It was a hive ganger, which, from what I understand mechanically, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun for those that are willing to deal with the style and theme of the hive ganger. Certainly not my personal cup of tea. So I'm going to be sticking to anything other than the hive ganger. I really don't like that. I mean, they're basically like the Joker to the Arbitus's Batman, and it's I'm not happy about it, chat. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm really not happy about it. But you know what? That's fine. I don't have to be happy about every single decision that all these game companies make. It is what it is. Hopefully, the next class will be some sort of AdMech. I think the community has made their opinion on them wanting something AdMech related very, very clear. So hopefully Fat Shark will go ahead and accommodate that at some point. We'll see. But until then, chat, I hope you all have a good evening, and we'll see you next time. Take care.